All right. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How is everyone? I just thought I'd check in. Like to stay transparent because I know some people are following my chart analysis, and just want to kind of have a little chat to everyone about strategies, what's going on in my mind, what's going on in my thoughts, who I'm listening to, what I'm kind of thinking will play out in the short term. Still maintaining a complete and fully bullishness on the crypto market and the altcoin season that will eventually happen, but just kind of just going to talk into a few plays that I've played recently just to share them with you and just see what your thoughts are on it. But before we do that, please chuck a like on the video and subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell if you haven't already. All right, so we're on the Cardano chart here. Now, I have a small position in Cardano. I've just taken some profits from Cardano, so I just want to be honest about that one. The reason for that is that I'm hearing a lot of professional traders are doing similar things because they are expecting some corrections to happen before this bull run kicks in. So you take profits because, taking profits is a good thing. It gives you confidence that you've done the right thing and you've made a trade that puts money in your bank. Two, it puts money there to take advantage of any dips, So if I've traded out of Cardano and it takes a dip and I can increase my holdings, then well done. Or if something else that I'm looking at on my watch list, like Theta or Graph, takes a big dip, because they've been so bullish for a long time, then I'm ready to kind of pounce on those opportunities and increase my holdings. So that's the reason for that. And then I guess technically, I think there's a couple of signals there. So we kind of extended from the 50 moving average here. So we extended quite a way up to 100% there. From the 50 moving average back here on the 6th of January. Now, that caused a consolidation and then another leg up in a few days. But what we can see is that volume here is a bit scattered. So there was a good solid volume run up to here, and then kind of sellers come in, buyers come back in, weak buyers, weak buyers and sellers. But then in general, we've kind of got a reduced amount of volume we're back here consolidating, we've spiked up, everyone's jumped in, followed the trend, probably sold out of XRP, sold out of things that were a bit scary, pumped into here, and then will these people get bored and then start selling out? I don't know. I'm not actually predicting that there'll be any major correction, but I can see that there's some signals that volume is dropping off anyway. So that's signal number one. I'm just going to go on the weekly chart and just have a look again and just see once again how far from like the yearly moving average or the 50-week moving average we've got 260% from that. The RSI is dipping down. We've had a red day. Volume is really dipping down on the week. Now I know that we're only early in the week, but it doesn't seem strong. So I'm not saying that Cardano is weak by any means. I just think it's due for a correction, So it's had a leg up, kind of strong consolidation, leg up, strong consolidation, then bang, bang, bang. 3 weeks of just all growth without a correction. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no reason why it couldn't go up to 45 cents even, but I think the higher it goes, the more it'll correct, and you've got this trend line here, so that's what we're looking at, if it goes higher, and it corrects next week, we're looking at the potential of tapping down to 17 cents, tapping down to 18 cents if it's the next week, but if it's this week, it could tap as low as 15 cents, which to me is a great buying opportunity, and it's just kind of retesting these consolidational resistance areas here. So probably my bet would be that it would wick down or run down for a day or two towards the 15-cent region. So once again, great buying opportunity, great opportunity to go back in. If you could take some profits here, sit pretty, myself, I kind of, was fairly highly leveraged. So it's good to kind of now take a breath and go, I've been highly leveraged, got some money in the bank to make the next play, to kind of increase the holdings and then therefore increase the percentages. Now, there's another thing that people that the people that I follow are talking about is that, okay, so you've got an asset like Cardano that has pumped. So let's say you did buy it somewhere around here at 8 or 10 cents, and it's given you 300 or 400%, right? So that's a really good gain in any investment, right? Yes, it's not the thousands and thousands upon thousands that you may get at the height of a bull run, but if you take these profits and roll them into, say, something, for example, like XRP, which is highly suppressed. Or if you rolled it into, let's say, not Litecoin, even what's another one on my watch list, like ZRX, still fairly suppressed to its all-time high, still has, hundreds of percent to run. Dash would be probably my favorite one that's still suppressed from, distance to all-time high, is still in thousands of percent, So XRP and Dash, and there's other ones out there that really haven't had their little run yet, haven't had their time in the sun. So you take your 300% profit from whatever you've got, you put it into something that's still got 1,000% to go, and then that's 3,000%, once it gets back up to its all-time high, and then ride that price discovery journey. So there's just some things that I hear about, and mathematically, I'm a mathematical person. That's why I like charts. That's why I get super excited about taking some profits and that potential of going, well, now that money is, let's say if I put 500 in originally, and that 500 turned into 1,500, then put that 15 or put 1,000 of that into something new, which is suppressed, that then runs another 1,000. That's 10,000. So that's. It works for me. It works for me. You've taken your initial investment off the table, your 500, you've put the 1,000 profit back into something, and then that's run up a lot. That's simple maths on it, but that's the idea of, whereas if you hold your 500, your $1,500 investment that's gone up by 200 or 300%, and then it takes the dip, you watch it halve, and then you watch it go back up. So it's kind of it's a little bit of psychology. So for me, taking profits is about testing my ability to sell, testing my willingness to stick to a plan, and to take some profits off the table, and also another thing I'm testing myself in is the ability, and I haven't been able to do that till now, is just to jump into something else straight away. So I'm actually testing myself to sit there and wait and wait and wait. And if the dip doesn't come, then so be it. I've just taken profits. But if the dip does come, I've been disciplined enough to actually hold those profits and actually do something with it and really create massive amounts of gain. Because not that I've been in a bull run myself personally, but I've looked at the charts, and from what I can see, and I think the XRP chart is probably the best one to have a look at it, is that, before it runs, it dips, right? And I think maybe if we go on to, say, go on to this CoinTrader Pro chart. So Stellar, another coin that kind of acts like XRP, like big massive pumps. You look at the weeks leading up to it, right? So it's a fifth of a cent down to 50% loss, 50% gain, 50% loss, 100% gain, 50% loss. And, if you're in that for those weeks and just watching it go up and down and up and down, and then you just go, oh, I'm out of here, and you got bored. But if you'd have been in something that was pumping and sold out into that, and then got in right there, then it was all up. It was all that journey upwards, So there's, these are just ideas. It's not financial advice. It's just kind of thinking about things in a different way. XRP the same. You can see here, from, and I guess we'll get onto the daily chart to show it a little bit more kind of acutely, to say the least. Is that, say for the whole bear market leading up to the March 2017, you were up as high as a cent nearly, and then it just was falling. And I'm sure that there was other projects that were just slowly rising. And as an XRP holder, you might be watching it, and feeling it's suppressed, and then it pops off, right? So right now, I'm an XRP holder, but I'm looking at it as something that's doing a similar thing, that it's suppressed, it's pretty much going sideways while everything is going up. DOT is going up, Chainlink's going up, there's all these things that are pumping and, everyone's raving about. But the things that go sideways and held back, and knowing that generally everything goes in the bull run, rolling over profits into things in these regions just before the bull run happens, and getting these little dips, like 50% discounts from an average price, right? So these are the moments that you can be prepared for. One, if you have cash on the side now, which, that's a good thing if you do, and you keep some of your portfolio in cash, or if you're like me and you fully leveraged yourself, you take some profits to have some cash sitting there for any major corrections, or just watching which one is the last one to run, and just seeing what's going to happen, So if you go to XRP here, you see that, it's about par for its resistance level. It's about where it's found a solid resistance and support. Well, wants to find, it's had support at 30.5 cents, resistance, and then it wants to find support for it again. So it's setting itself up for a great launching pad for a takeoff, but will there be another dip? Will it head back to touch that line? Like that's the kind of question that is on people's minds. Is it going to do one little last dip down towards 19 cents, 20 cents, and then fire off? These are the moments that we're talking about being prepared and ready for. So yeah, and in I guess another full transparency and honesty, I have sold out of all of my Stellar. Now, there's another reason behind that, and the fact that I was holding Stellar on Revolut, which you couldn't actually have the private keys for. So took profits on that because, one, it's, like having too much risk in those sort of platforms where, you can't actually store the stuff privately on your keys. I wasn't feeling 100% comfortable with that. And then once again, just to be able to have some money in the bank to feel a little bit more comfortable with the fact that I can take advantage of any dips, and that, that I've kind of pat myself on the back saying, I got XLM right here at 8 cents and rode it all the way up, and then kind of saw it consolidating. And once again, seeing a little bit of weakness in it, and seeing that potential for it to correct down towards, that 13 cents again, maybe. If we go on the daily and get a kind of a better view, I think, we've got this kind of resistance level here that we spent a lot of time in, and we flipped it, and we found support again here, but it might just want to test it one more time again, So there's there's no guarantee that these things will happen, but there is, this kind of trend line idea that it's kind of stuck close to it a long way, and then it's departed from it quite a long way. And then, will it kind of correct, or, want to head down and test it again before it fires off, or will it just want to go and spend a bit of time closer to its 50 moving average, or its, 100 moving average? Only time will tell. But another thing that I'm seeing is that even though Ethereum is just hit its all-time highs, Bitcoin's got weakness, XRP's got a bit of strength, but generally I'm seeing a little bit of red and a little bit of pullback, so maybe it's kind of Ethereum's time in the sun. Everyone's going to jump into Ethereum, or everyone's kind of sitting and waiting to trade out of Ethereum. I don't know, the real reason for why these things are happening, but I am seeing on my watch list anyway, not a lot of action in anything but Ethereum right now, which is bullish for the whole market because it's pushing that total market cap, excluding Bitcoin, up. But still, you can see that we're still quite a ways away from actually making a new all-time high in the total altcoin market cap. So, oops, wrong tool. Let's get a fib on that and see where we're at. So we've just broken through the 702. So that's kind of a big resistance area. We're going to tap out at the 786. So I think once the market cap gets up towards that 380, pushes past 400, probably won't take long, and that's probably going to drag a lot of the alts up, or mean that a lot of the alts are moving anyway. So we're close. We're closer to that alt season, but I think, and going from my previous videos, that the two things left on my checklist is Ethereum new all-time high, so we can tick that off, and then total market cap, excluding Bitcoin, has to be getting towards that all-time high, if not breaching it, which is going to be super bullish. So you can see that Ethereum is kind of dragging that total altcoin market cap up as it moves higher. I'm going to leave it there. There's nothing exciting this one. I'm probably not going to get a lot of clicks on this one, but it's just about being transparent to people that are serious about I guess growing wealth, and not just kind of riding the wave of hopium and watching videos that are saying it's only up, it's only up, it's only up. I've done those videos. I know where my upper targets are. I know that they're going there eventually. I just am liking to be more aware of the possible corrections along the way, and then the idea that at any time now we could probably see a large last minute major correction that kind of causes that spring to really tighten and coil before things just fire off. So it would be nice to be able to just look back and go, yeah, I did a good trade. I did a kind of a safe play where I took some profits, and there was two cases. I either kept that profit, or I reinvested it into a big dip and increased my holdings in something that then took off a lot. And then history will tell the tale of whether my plan is executed correctly or not. But it was just a theme that I was hearing, and it was something that has been playing on my mind, that I've been fully leveraged in stocks and crypto, and building this portfolio that's kind of hedging on this inflation and devaluing of fiat currencies. And I thought, what, I still need some of that fiat currency to service the car and pay the bills and pay the rent, and make a transition into a new job or a new career. So that's the full transparency, and profits are there to be taken, and there is no harm in taking profits at any time in any market, because it's a lot better than taking a loss, right? Anyway, not financial advice. Seek your accountants or your financial planners advice when you are taking profits. Keep your records, but definitely happy to have taken some profits from some of my smaller positions in some of my altcoins today. So, yesterday. But I'm going to leave it there. My name's been Jared. I've been Crypto Plan, and please like and subscribe and click the notification bell if you so desire. And I shall see you on the next one.